There we go.
Happy Monday morning. It's a magical day for me because I'm on vacation, and we wanted to talk about how to stop being bored and use the Be Positive mindset and method to create a life that's not boring, that's more fun, right? Because we know that what happens when we're bored is probably we've created a lot of protections around us, right, Rita, to stop being instead of being in fear, we just take no action. Instead of being an adventure, we just stay home and do nothing. And then we wonder, why are we so bored? And it all comes down to probably fear. Yeah. So how do we live that adventurous life?
I like when Earl talks about having a worthwhile ideal. I mean, because that really, so we have this part of our brain, you know, as brain trainers, we know we can work with our brain to be able to get those things that we want, to be able to rewrite or release that boredom, that fear, old stories, old memories, update them, upgrade them to give you a new perspective and a new vision. So there's a lot. So understanding and applying these brain training techniques are vital. I mean, because if you don't apply them, we continue to conform to our fears. We subside, or we live under this umbrella. So if you had a different mindset, right, of an exciting life, an adventurous life, what would it look like? What would it feel like? What would you be doing? Who would you be in that walk of life? If you were excited, you'd be open, you'd be vibrant, you'd be alive, you'd probably pop out of bed a lot easier. So a worthwhile ideal, number one. Number two, work with what you have. Because look, we can always be fixing ourselves, right? Mm-hmm. But let's just keep it really simple. What would you like? And if you're noticing that you're being stopped and you're like bored, keep listening to these calls, because we have the stop technique that helps you kind of just get out of that little step, little by little. There could be some progression for you to understand and apply the techniques. We got to apply. We got to be in action. And how do we break those trances?
Right. And that's the interesting thing, is when we talk about trances, what we want to know and understand about is that the trance is anytime we're living in our memories, in something in the past, or in our worries and expectations in the future. The only thing that we really have is the present. That's the only reality that you really have right now. So once you realize, oh, when I think this thought, he talks a lot about positive thinking. When I think this thought, but it's a thought that he's going to do this again, or it's from your past experience. Now you're going to react from that place instead of being able to react from what's presently going on. So that can leave you doing the things you really don't like doing, the boring things, the things that you're, tired of doing. You're living in the past instead of right now in the present.
Yeah.
So what we need to do, we need to recognize it. Like, where's this thought coming from? Where's this feeling coming from? We need to get back and find out, where did that attitude start, and then let it go. We like to use tapping. Like we always tell you, you can use anything, but it is a distraction of that thought. So no longer living from that place, that trance, which is not present right now, and recognizing, bringing yourself right back to the present with the stop technique. Smile, look up, tap, let it go, and then direct your brain to what you want. So if you're bored and you don't want to be bored, who's responsible?
Yeah.
The boredom is inside of you. The feelings inside of you. It's not your external circumstance. So this is how you can control it and direct your brain for the adventure of your lifetime.
Yeah. And if you need more help, find out who around you who do you know that has the ideal life or lifestyle, the ideal relationship with their spouse or their family, and just borrow what you think they have, until you become it. And if there's any resistance, you use the stop technique, and you keep doing that over and over, because you're creating new programming. You're creating new networks of that feeling and sensation. I think the biggest thing that I found just lately is that if you find like what you really appreciate of another person, so, and you think they're not bored and they're exciting and they have that, borrow from that. Borrow from them.
That's an excellent idea. There are people out there. It doesn't mean sit and watch them on television and do that, which is boring, but to use what their sensations are and what would it be like to have that same sensation inside of you, and practice it. Yeah, awesome. Definitely. Great. Well, hopefully some of those tools help you. You can like, subscribe, and share. And maybe it just takes some time today to write down some of the things that feel adventurous to you. Where is that feeling inside of you? What is it like? Who else has that lifestyle? And get familiar with it. Start to become more focused on it, and that will help you as well. All right.